Thank you to our elves and our reindeer for bringing in the cheer with the jingle bells. And now I'm going to welcome you here holiday style. We welcome you here, no matter if you're 400 years old or 4 inches tall. If you speak elfin or snow person, you are welcome here. No matter the color of your fur, feathers, or nose, you are welcome here. No matter who you love or how your family is composed, you are welcome here. Whether your ability to contribute comes in the form of pulling a sleigh or fitting down a chimney, you are welcome here. No matter how you express yourself, your gender identity, or whatever your abilities, you're welcome here. Whether you come with cheer in your heart or icicles on your cheeks, you are welcome here. Come with an open mind, a loving heart, and willing hands, because you are welcome here. And now we're doing Deck the Halls. Now we're going to light the chalice. If any elves and reindeer would like to help.
We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together.
First, we have to turn it on. If the kids want to come up, we have a coloring exercise. And anyone else who wants to come up and color with us, you don't have to. You can take this back to your seat if you feel more comfortable. We have someone new here with us today. Would you like to tell everyone your name, or do you want me to tell everyone?
Jordan.
Awesome. Hey, Jordan. Welcome. Yay! We're so excited to have you. So we're going to just share a little bit about what that means to share a light of love. In the Hindu Indian tradition, as you can see, I'm a little dressed up today, they celebrate Diwali. And that is a very long, epic story. So I will share what I understand of this story. What I understand of this story is a story of jealousy, a story of exile, and a story of coming home. And what I found interesting in this is that, you know, in India, they say, how many gods do you have? And they have hundreds of gods. And all those gods represent a part of ourselves. So what I found interesting in this story is that there's a little aspect of all of us in this story, and there's universal significance. And overall, the story of Diwali is conquering evil with good and conquering the darkness with light. And in this season where there's tends to be a lot more darkness in the day, physical darkness, and there can be a lot of darkness surrounding the holidays. Not everyone is happy around the holidays, but if we can find that part in ourselves, that inner light to come out, then we can celebrate that triumph of light over darkness. So in India, what they do is they wake up right before the sun gets up in the morning, and they all go down to the markets and they buy these sweet jasmine flowers, and they fill the air with the scent of jasmine, and they decorate the ground with these mandalas, and that's kind of what we're coloring here. They use these beautiful bright sand and they decorate the ground, and then at night they just fill the night sky with light and they celebrate, and that represents the coming home of Rama, Sita, from 14 years of exile from the kingdom, and celebrating coming home. So in this season of wonder, I think about what it means to come home. And a lot of us are coming home for Christmas. And what I wonder about is what we all have to conquer inside of us. When I went to India, I lived there for 2 months and I volunteered. And I noticed that, you know, a lot of people say that it's one of the poorest countries. But I visited a tea farm, and these women were wearing boots because there's leeches that would get on their skin if they're working. So they had to wear galoshes, but they're dressed in these beautiful saris and they have these bangles. And so as they walk, they're carrying this tea, these heavy tea things on their heads, these pounds and pounds of just bushels of tea. And I stopped a woman, I said, I talked to her for a few minutes, and she told me about the boots, and she's just wearing this beautiful saris and these gold, they're just they look like queens, but they're working in the fields. And she said, take my picture, take my picture. So I took her picture, and she's got this beautiful smile. So I just noticed that some of the poorest among us are really the richest. And I invite you to go into this season of longer darkness and be the light and bring the light, and whatever it is that you're conquering inside of you, to search for that inner desire and what wants to come out this holiday season. And that's what I learned from the story of Diwali. There's a 20-minute YouTube video that can explain all of the gods and goddesses and the monkey Hanuman and the golden deer. It's a very magical journey. So I hope you continue on with that, but I can only paraphrase what I know. And so we will celebrate Diwali.
I can grab it really quickly. The kids are currently coloring what Meg described as beautiful mandalas, what they call rangoli. And so in the lyrics of our song, Happy Diwali, color the world with beautiful rangoli. That is what our kids are creating in their coloring. And so, but that you sort of get to imagine it. And they will show it to us after they finished it. And since this is a less familiar melody, we'll be singing it twice, but we can stay seated for this one.
Happy Diwali, happy Diwali to everybody, to everybody. Clap everybody, and celebrate. Happy Diwali, color the world with beautiful rangoli. Clap everybody, and celebrate. Happy Diwali, happy Diwali, happy Diwali, happy Diwali. Clap everybody, let's celebrate with joy. Let's celebrate with joy. One more time, here we go. Happy Diwali, everybody, 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 and celebrate. Happy Diwali, cover the world with beautiful rangoli. Clap everybody, and celebrate. Happy Diwali, happy Diwali, happy Diwali, happy Diwali, happy Diwali, clap everybody, let's celebrate with joy. Let's celebrate with joy. Good. This community of care is created through our work and time together. This is our covenant, to walk together in loving fellowship, to share our hopes and values. As we enter into this beautiful holiday week and season, I'm just so grateful for this Unitarian Universalist congregation here in the Grand Valley. I am grateful for Unitarian Universalism in the world at large. I am grateful for all of the community organizations and partnerships that really work together in such a beautiful way to care for all of the members of our community. When I think about the mutual aid partners that is here every Tuesday, I think about Sherry Cole, who was here a few weeks ago with Grand Valley Peace and Justice, and she shared a beautiful story about what she does with our chaplain group yesterday. I think about the Frozen Hobo Rescue that is out and about as of right now. They go out at night and they make sure people have warm sleeping bags and blankets. And I think about the We Shelter that we are about to open our hearts and home to, and I'm just thankful for all of you. So as we enter into this offertory, this time of gratitude, we thank you for your generous gifts, which do support the work here in and around the Grand Valley. There are a few envelopes that say We Shelter. So our Change for Change this year is going to the We Shelter program. And if you would like to put some extra money outside of change to go to that program, there are 3 envelopes that look a lot nicer than they did last week because Maya fixed them for me. So with hearts of gratitude, we will now receive today's offering. This congregation is a community of ourselves. Its energy and resources are our energy and resources. Its wealth is what we share. As we contribute to its life, we affirm our lives within it. And now I invite Joni Leinbach to give us a joyful story about Hanukkah, what the menorah is. Oh, not yet, but I'm handing it over to her.
Yes, a little bit later in the program, I'm going to be telling a fun story about Hanukkah. But right now I'm going to give you the 2 sticky note version of Hanukkah. So Hanukkah is celebrated by people who are Jewish. That's a different, they celebrate a different religion than we do. We're Unitarian Universalists. They practice Judaism, and they are called Jewish people. So a very long time ago, a really long time ago, like when you had to like take a camel to get anywhere, or a donkey, or walk a long distance, there was this temple, which is kind of like a church, like what we're in right now. And the people that used that temple were called the Maccabees. So that's the first kind of big word you need to know, Maccabees. And okay, so here's what happens. Some bad guys come and they steal the temple from the Maccabees. But the Maccabees went off, regrouped, figured some stuff out, and they took back their temple from the bad guys. Yes, yes. But I'm telling you right now, that place was such a mess. It was just clutter everywhere. It was, and the biggest problem was that almost all of the oil that lit their lamps had been spilled. And that was a very special part of their practice. Just like we have our chalice lit, they always wanted to have an oil lamp lit. So they were very, very depressed about this. They had to send somebody off on a camel or something to get some more oil, and they had no hope that they would be able to keep their lantern lit. But then an amazing thing happened, and it was a miracle. The amount of oil that they had left that should have lasted them just like an hour or so ended up lasting 8 days and nights. And that is the miracle that is celebrated on Hanukkah. So the other thing that people do to celebrate this is, if you can see up here, we have a menorah. This is my menorah. I got it from Target because Target has everything. And so it has 9 spaces for candles. The center candle is up there right now, and that is used to light the other candles. And so there are 8 candles, 1 lit each night for the 8 nights of Hanukkah. So during Hanukkah, they exchange gifts every night. They have fancy meals. They eat latkes, which is going to come up later in the story. And it's a wonderful celebration. It is actually kind of a minor holiday to the Jewish people, but it's kind of a big deal now and people know about it because of its association with the winter holidays, since Christmas is such a big deal. So I think that's pretty much the 2 sticky note version of Hanukkah. We're going to be singing some songs, and a little bit later I'm going to be reading a story, and kids and adults, it's kind of a metaphorical story. So see if you can see the relationship to the story of Hanukkah in the story.
Joni, are we actually going to light the menorah?
Oh, you can. Does it say? And now we will light the menorah. Yes, while we sing Happy Hanukkah. Well, I'm singing.
you're singing.
So
Then I'll light it since she's singing.
Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Living rings play with the latkes to eat. And while we all dancing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they will shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they will shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Let's repeat it. Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Cradles to play with the latkes to eat. And while we are dancing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they will shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they will shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
do we have any kids up here? Any kids want to come up? You'll be able to see the pictures better. So I'm going to be reading a story. Well, I just need some hands. Oh, that's okay. I'm kind of got a rhythm. Okay. I'm so glad you're here.
Joni, I can also switch that. If that's okay.
Oh, it's okay. I just want to make sure okay, can people hear me? Oh, dear.
Here we go.
Check, check, check. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So this is a story that I started reading to my small children. I like maybe when Abby was like 3 or 4 or something like that, I discovered this book, and it has just been a holiday favorite. I read it to kids at at their elementary school every year. So I've probably been reading it for like 18 years. I think this is the 18th year. So this is a story called The Flying Latke, And it is a very, very somber story about Hanukkah. And it's very real, I'm sure. It really happened. Okay. So I'll make sure that I show you the pictures. Now, you just already heard the story of Hanukkah, so I don't have to repeat that, but I do need to do one more thing. I can't read this story as Joni Leinbach, 56-year-old mom. Oh, I'm good. 56-year-old mom. I have to have to do just a little something. Because now my name is Danny and I'm 10 years old. And I'm telling you, my family was nuts. Cuckoo. Totally mashugana. All right. So maybe there's still a little mashugana. But you should have seen them last year. You think I'm kidding? Here's a picture. There's Danny. New. Every day it was something else. This one didn't get along with that one. Someone wasn't speaking to someone else. The fights, the arguments, you shouldn't know from it. But then I know it's hard to believe a miracle happened. What? You don't think they happen? Sure they happen. Maybe not so often, maybe once in a blue moon, but look, see for yourself. It all started on the first night of Hanukkah. The whole family was over, you know. Uncle Izzy, Aunt Sadie, Uncle Shecky, Aunt Etta, Aunt Esther, Uncle Al, Aunt Shirley, and oh yeah, all my cousins, Nettie, Letty, Howard, Cy, Sydney, Sol, Wolfie, Marie, Marvin, Tilly, Roberta, Pauline, and Bob. Anyway, my mother doesn't believe in appetizers, so there we were standing around starving when my mother finally hollers, "Dinner!" Like bandits, we all ran into the dining room. Izzy, my mother said as she brought in her prized platter of latkes, "It's Hanukkah, it's Hanukkah. Come light the menorah." But Izzy was busy arguing, of course. "What are you saying?" Izzy shouted. "I know cars, I know Fords, and that one was a Ford." "It was a Buick," my Uncle Shecky bellowed. "A Ford, a Buick, a Ford." Shecky, fit to be tied, picked up a pickle and waved it at Izzy. Hold on, there he is waving the pickle at Izzy. "Izzy," Shecky said, shaking the pickle, "you wouldn't know a Ford if it was sitting in your driveway with a dealer sticker on it." "A sticker," Izzy said. "A sticker," said Shecky, as he gave the pickle one last shake and, well, you guessed it. The pickle took off like a rocket and hit Izzy right in the forehead. "A sticker," Izzy yelled. "I'll give you a sticker." Izzy picked up the salad bowl and dumped it on Shecky's head. "Izzy, please," cried Sadie, "not in front of the children." "Sadie," Shecky announced, "Izzy could throw all the food on this table, all the food we had at Esther's wedding, including the 5 kinds of melon bowls. And still, the car that cut us off would be a Buick." Now, have you ever gotten into a fight that just seems just nutty? Like you got into a big argument with somebody and you don't know why you're fighting but you're fighting and eventually you don't know what's going on. You just know you're mad. That's what's happening. It's a food fight. That was it. The food flew. The chicken, the borscht, the sour cream, the bread, even the chocolate Hanukkah gelt. In no time, there was nothing left, nothing but a few latkes, and the largest one was in Izzy's hand. "Izzy," my mother pleaded, "not the latke, it's Hanukkah." But Izzy was Izzy. "I'll show you a Buick," he said. His wrist gave a flick and the latke went flying. "Yeah!" everyone screamed as the latke flew over Shecky's head and out the window into the night sky. I know. Can you believe this story is real? I raced to the window to see where the latke would land, and well, I know this is weird, but it didn't. I mean, it didn't come down. The latke just kept going. You happy? You happy now? My mother said to both Shecky and Izzy, my whole dinner that I slaved over. Sylvia, my father said to my mother, calm down. Everyone calm down, come. Let's all go to the living room and cool off. We'll sit, we'll watch TV. Most of the time when my father when my father talks, nobody listens. But this time, no one knows why. We listened. There's the flying latke. It really happened. Just like that. Yeah. We shuffled into the living room and Sydney turned on the television. We sat, we schmoozed. Suddenly we heard the following. We interrupt this program to give you a news bulletin. A UFO has just been spotted flying over the New Jersey Turnpike, said an anchorman from the 6 o'clock news. Coincidence? It's a small object. And already there is speculation that we might be encountering visitors from another planet. This could be a momentous moment for humanity. Luckily, we have some videotape taken by a salesman in Trenton. Let's take a look. What do you see? What do you think? Do you guys think you know what it is? What's the UFO? What is it? Do you think it's made of potatoes? Maybe. Our eyes were peeled on the TV when my Aunt Etta shrieked, "It's the latke! It's the latke!" It was the latke. My mother's latke was flying over New Jersey. You see, you had to throw it out the window, my mother complained to Izzy. The news bulletin continued. The Air Force has now confirmed the sighting of the UFO and has made several attempts to communicate with the object, but there has been no response. This could be a sign of hostile intent. In fact, wait, this just in. A decision from the White House has been handed to the Air Force. They will try to shoot down the UFO. What do you think Mom's going to think of that? Yeah. Oh, no. Could be French fries. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Tater tots. My latke, screamed my mother. Morty, they're going to shoot my latke. Call the police. Call the president. Sylvia, please. Morty. What could he do? My father picked up the phone and called the nearest Air Force base he could find. It was in Maine. No, Colonel, it's a latke. My father yelled into the phone. Izzy threw it out the window and no, latke, L-A-T. No, look, it's a potato pancake for Hanukkah. Hanukkah, C-H-A. No, it's a holiday. You know, the Maccabees against all odds defeated the. No, Maccabees, M-A-C. Listen here, who you calling a crackpot? Oh yeah, well, you're a crackpot. You're the one that's shooting missiles at a potato pancake. My father slammed down the phone. My mother started to cry and Aunt Sadie had to go lie down. I know, so stressful. You had to throw the latke, Esther yelled at Izzy. Look at what you're doing to your sister. What's the matter? A piece of celery wasn't good enough? Look, Esther, maybe if Sylvia had served a little something when we got here. Oh, now it's my wife's fault, my father joined in. I haven't seen Sadie cook a meal since Irving moved to Long Island. Morty, Sadie cried, when was the last time you picked up a pot? The fighting went on like this for hours. Oops, no, I know, it's just, it goes in this like a cycle of anger. Yeah. Maybe we should go, said Shecky. What? Said Etta. How can I go home after this? You think they won't find out that it's our latke? Etta, my father said, they don't know you had anything to do with this. They know, Etta continued. Believe me, they know. At that, the doorbell rang. Go see who it is, Danny, my father said. It's the FBI, Dad, I called from the front hallway. Oi, I'm Plotson, shrieked Etta. Izzy, go talk to them. Me? Why should I? but with the look everyone gave him, he shrugged and went to the door. Yeah, they think Izzy should kind of started this, don't they? Though we tried to listen, we couldn't hear the FBI men, who, by the way, were all tall. But we did hear Izzy. Yes, my name is Isidore Feldman, he was saying. Yes, I make zippers for a living, a very comfortable living, I might add. What? Oh, yes, the UFO was here, right in this house. Yes, I think it was made of potatoes. Izzy didn't get a chance to say much more. Within minutes, the house was surrounded by a mob of reporters. Izzy's looking pretty guilty. That's it, Etta said, looking out the window. We're not leaving here till this blows over. But we have no food in the house, my father started to say. It was no use. Surrounded and hounded by onlookers and reporters and Hollywood producers, we were trapped in our house for days. 8 days and 8 nights to be exact. And so tell me what happened next wasn't a miracle. As my mother's latke flew around the world, our plate of latkes, the only food we had, which should have lasted with this crowd about 7.5 minutes, lasted for 8 days. Don't ask, the whole family fussing on latkes alone stayed and didn't argue or even hardly complained at all. Eps, that was a miracle. On the last night of Hanukkah, as we looked longingly at our empty platter, suddenly the flying latke flew through the window into the house and landed, boom, right on the plate. They learned their lesson and the latke knew it. We all stared at the amazing latke until Izzy quietly piped up. He said, all right, maybe it was a Buick. Shecky and Izzy hugged, Etta cried, and Esther turned to my mother, pointed to the latke and said, Sylvia, I want that recipe. Yes, it was a happy Hanukkah. Amen.
So one last thing that we have for the kiddos on Hanukkah. What is, does anybody know the game that we play on Hanukkah? Dreidel. It's called the Dreidel game. And I think Melody has a few Dreidel cards for you guys. And we have 1 or 2 dreidels. And a dreidel basically is a spinning top with 4 sides, and each has a little letter of the Hebrew alphabet. And you can either spin the dreidel or you can play the game where there's a pot of goodies, and depending on which side the dreidel ends on, you get half the pot or all of the pot or none of the pot. And I grew up learning the little dreidel game called I Have a Little Dreidel. So why don't we sing the dreidel game together?
I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's time and ready, oh dreidel I shall play. Oh dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's time and ready, oh dreidel I shall play. It has a lovely body with legs so short and thin, and when my dreidel tired, it drops and then I win. Oh dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, oh dreidel I shall play. My dreidel's always playful, it loves to dance and spin, a happy game of dreidel, come play now, let's begin. Oh dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, oh dreidel I shall play.
All right, and I think this last holiday we're going to talk about is one that I think most of you know. Can some of you guys help me tell the story of Christmas? What is Christmas about? What do you know about Christmas?
Santa.
Santa. And I see some things on somebody's head. What else happens on the fun part of Christmas, not necessarily the religious part of Christmas? Presents come to town. And what do you have on your head?
A rabbit.
She has a rabbit on her head, but I see an elf hat and I see some reindeer ears. And one of my favorite Christmas songs is about a reindeer named
Rudolph.
Rudolph. So shall we sing about Rudolph? I might need some reindeer helpers. Do we have some more reindeer ears back there? Okay, I think, oh, we have Rudolph coming. All right, we have Rudolph. Let's sing Rudolph together.
Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. What do you recall? The most sweetest reindeer of all. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to like to call him names. They never met poor Rudolph, joining in the reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to sing, ho, ho, ho! Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeer loved him, as John out with glee. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you know his story.
All right, and now the last thing we get to do as we've been decorating our tree a little bit, it's time to turn on the Christmas lights. Does somebody want to come help me turn on these lights? Ready? Hopefully they turn on your mark, get set. And the last part, at least in Colorado, of what happens in December with the longest night and the is called the winter solstice. And what do you get with the winter solstice? Sometimes you get snow. And so the last song we're going to sing together today to honor the solstice is Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty the snowman was a jolly happy soul, with a corncob pipe and a button nose and two eyes made out of gold. Frosty the snowman is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in an old silk hat they found. For when he placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Oh, Frosty the snowman was as light as he could be, and the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me. Thumpity-thump, thump, thumpity-thump, thump, look at Frosty go. Thumpity-thump, thump, thumpity-thump, thump, over the hills of snow.
Merry Christmas, happy solstice, happy Hanukkah, happy New Year, happy December, everybody. We're going to kind of extinguish the chalice, but I'll do it after we speak because there's a technique to that. So happy holidays, go now in peace. And if you want to purchase some goodies for the music department. There's some goodies over there. If you are on Zoom and want to be part of our virtual coffee hour, stay online and we will unmute you. So happy holidays, everybody. Go now in peace.
Go your way in peace, wander as you may. Blessed is the path you take, may luck guide you on your way.
Wonderful holiday night.
Question?